Assalamu alaikum and let's get writing. Persuasive non-fiction. हम रोज़ इस किस्म की राइटिंग से हमारा वास्ता पड़ता है on a daily basis. बस हमें पता नहीं चलता that this is persuasive non-fiction. What am I talking about? I'm talking about advertising. Regularly, every day, we are either reading, listening, or looking at some sort of an advertising that is persuading us to buy something. So it's persuasive non-fiction. So if you look at the definition, persuasive writing is a form of non-fiction writing that encourages careful word choice, the development of logical arguments and a cohesive summary. यानी कि आप ऐसे लफ्ज़ इस्तेमाल कर रहे हैं जिससे लोग कुछ ख़रीदेंगे या किसी चीज़ पे आमादा होंगे, किसी चीज़ पे परसुएड करोगे, आप उनको एक लॉजिकल आर्ग्यूमेंट दोगे. अगर आप कहते हैं कि जी ये टूथपेस्ट आपके लिए सबसे बेहतरीन है, तो वो सोचेगा क्यों बेहतरीन है, क्योंकि जो डेंटिस्ट हैं वो इसको रेकमेंड करते हैं, आपके दांत ये सबसे ज़्यादा सफ़ेद करता है. So all of this is trying to persuade you into buying that toothpaste. So persuasive non-fiction writing is geared towards persuading the reader to change the way they behave or what they believe or what they think or what kind of action they would be taking. So it is a consciously written piece to tell people how to behave. It's a behavior change tactic that people use commonly. ये persuasive non-fiction जो है social sector या development sector में भी बहुत इस्तेमाल होता है. So if you're seeking a freelance job in this sector, you will find that you are writing a lot of this because you are convincing the audience to pick up some action or some sort of behavior that they're not already doing. For example, पोलियो के कतरे. तो जिस तरह हम अक्सर सुनते हैं कि पोलियो के जो 2 कतरे हैं वो बच्चों को ज़िंदगी दे सकते हैं. So this is persuading parents and persuading children who are old enough to have those 2 drops of polio to save their life. That is why persuasive non-fiction is part of our daily consumption of reading or daily consumption of viewing something जो किसी ने लिखा होता है और वो हम सुन रहे होते हैं. तो presenting evidence in the form of examples, research findings, statistics, expert opinions or direct quotations. This is all part of persuasive non-fiction. जब हम persuade करना चाहते हैं हमें evidence देना बहुत ज़रूरी है. हमें अपनी बात को मनवाने के लिए कोई एक हमें सबूत देना है कि ये बात हम क्यों कर रहे हैं और ये क्यों करनी चाहिए. तो वो जो सबूत है वो कई तरीक़ों से आ सकता है. वो स्टेटिस्टिक्स के ज़रिए आ सकता है, डेटा के ज़रिए आ सकता है. Endorsement, somebody else who has benefited from this is endorsing what you're saying. So that is also part of persuasive writing and persuasive convincing people that they need to do what you're asking them to do. So the art of persuasion includes, when you're writing it, evaluate evidence. आपने ये देखना है कि जो आप claim कर रहे हैं उसमें आप evaluate करें जो evidence है वो है भी कि नहीं है, या आप claim कर भी सकते हैं कि नहीं कर सकते. तो लिखने से पहले जिस चीज़ के बारे में आप बात कर रहे हैं तो ये देखें कि क्या हमें ये बात करनी भी चाहिए या नहीं करनी चाहिए. अगली बात आ जाती है evidence की. Evidence क्या है? आपको वो सबूत अपने argument को या अपनी बात को मनवाने के लिए साथ देना ज़रूरी है. एविडेंस ठोस है, किस सोर्स से आ रहा है, कौन कौन से मरहले तय करके आ रहा है, बहुत अरसे से देखा जा रहा है या अभी नया नया आया है. So all of these things you have to make sure that your evidence is also strong. It's not a weak evidence. Incomplete information. This is a strategy that sometimes needs to be used when you're persuading people. You don't always talk about everything. When we have my fact is my fact and your fact is your fact, the thing that sometimes if I'm looking at something as 16 and you're looking at it as 91, it's not always necessary to talk about that 91. You're looking at it as 16 and you present it as 16. So, इस तरह हम थोड़ी सी we withhold information just to make sure that our argument or our evidence is supporting what we want to persuade people on. counterclaims, touch them, attack them even before they can. So proactively आप जो काउंटर क्लेम्स हैं उनके बारे में बात करें ताकि लोग जो है वो कोई काउंटर कर ना सकें क्योंकि आपने ऑलरेडी उसको काउंटर कर दिया है. Making judgments. You have to make sure that while you are saying and you're persuading people that this is important, you don't make judgments. Don't be judgmental. अगर कोई नहीं कर रहा, that's okay. You just have to keep persuading. हमने उसको जजमेंट नहीं पास करनी कि अगर आप नहीं कर रहे तो आप गलत कर रहे हैं. पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू, आप अपना पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू बहुत स्ट्रांगली बताइए और क्लियरली बताइए कि आपका पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू क्या है. Argument in the sense that what is your position on something, and we will talk about this in the argumentative non-fiction course a little more in detail. Persuasion techniques बहुत सारी होती हैं. Bias, there is an element of bias because you are taking a stance on what you want to persuade people on, and that's okay. And it's okay if that slight bias comes in. And it's important at times to admit कि हाँ जी थोड़ा सा bias है, but मैं आपको persuade करना चाह रहा हूँ कि आप मेरी बात माने. So again, when you come up with bias, you are clear what the purpose is. What किस purpose के साथ आप ये बात कर रहे हैं. और आखिर में propaganda. There is an element of propaganda. और propaganda जो है बहुत इस्तेमाल होता है. So persuasive non-fiction जहाँ हम कहते हैं कि advertising में बहुत इस्तेमाल होता है, politicians use it a lot. Lawyers use it a lot. So when they are doing all of this, they are actually propagating, they're doing a propaganda for their point of view so that they can convince you to do what they want. A very key example of this is the speech by what is now known as the Great Infamy speech, and I'll quote from it. Yesterday, December 1941, a date which live in infamy, the United States of America was suddenly and deliberately attacked by the naval and air forces of the Empire of Japan. ये उस वक्त के प्रेसिडेंट रूजवेल्ट ने बोली थी और जिस तरह उसने बोली ये स्पीच, उसके फ़ौरन बाद अमेरिका went into attack. He was able to persuade the people of America that the war against Japan is inevitable and we have to go for it. Why? Because they attacked us, we need to attack them. So therefore, this form of non-fiction is an important one because it drives action from people, it drives a change in behavior from people, and there are lots of opportunities, especially for freelancers out there, to make a living out of writing persuasive non-fiction. Thank you.